There's been an increased number of requests from people asking to record videos demonstrating the patches I create with the Soma Labs Pulsar 23 and to explain how I use them during the live performances. So here's a short video explaining the patch I played in my latest video, which I'll link in the description. If you have yet to watch the video, I would recommend that you do so before watching this one so that things that I talk about in this video make more sense. All right, so for this patch, I've set up 7 different voices and I'm routing each one of them on an individual channel on the mixer. The master route from the Pulsar also gets routed to its own track, and each channel gets its own EQ settings. I've also set up the drum bus, which I'm running through the Eon's Fuzz pedal to give it a little more crunch and punch. The microcosm and the mood pedal are set up as a FX Sense for reverb and delay. I think that pretty much sums up the audio routing for this patch. Now let's look at the voice structure. The kick module is set up as a kick/bass combo, and I have its output patched to the pitch modulation pin. Depending on the amount of modulation I apply with the amount knob, it will create this bounce effect at the beginning of the sound. Drive and the envelope release will also play a role in how that sound gets shaped. So I'll be playing around with those two settings as well as the amount knob. I also have the kicks envelope output patched into the inverter, and I'll be using the inverted signal to trigger the bass module. What this will do is create a pumping sidechain-like effect, which works very well for creating buildups and transitions. And I think that's pretty much it for the kick module. The bass module is set up in a percussion mode, but I'll be using it both as a percussive voice and for like pad sounds. There's no special routing for this one. I'll just be using the basic controls like filter cutoff and resonance. The snare module doesn't have any special patching. It's just set up as a regular snare drum. I'll be using the filter cutoff and the resonance to shape the sound and create some movement. Next, we have the hi-hat module, which has a little more patching going on, but not a whole lot. I have the envelope out patched into the pitch modulation pin and the triangle LFO patched into the attenuator and then running that into the filter cutoff. This creates a little more movement and variation in hi-hat sound, and it sounds a little less static. The LFO has the number 4 pin from the master clock patched into the reset, which helps to keep the LFO modulation a little more on the grid. The next voice is the Shouse module, which is patched into the VCA, and I'm using the KeyStep Pro's gate out to sequence it. The delay module is set up in 2 separate voices. One is the percussive voice, which is patched into the VCA, and I'm using the KeyStep Pro's gate out to sequence it. The second voice is set up as a pad kind of effect sound, and I'm routing that into the attenuator so I can have onboard control, and that's going out to the mixer as a separate channel. Next, let's look at the sequencing side of things. I have the Arturia KeyStep Pro as the brain of the operation, and I'm using the MIDI to sequence most of the voices except for 2 voices, which are the delay and the shouse. Channel number 1 is setting the drum mode, and I'm using the pad 1 to trigger the kick, pad 2 for the delay, and pad 3 for the shouse. The channel number 2 controls the bass voice, which I can play monophonically. And then I have snare drum on channel number 3 and the hi-hat on number 4. I think that's pretty much everything when it comes to audio routing, voice structure, and sequencing side of things. One thing I'll add is this ratcheting looper tool that the KeyStep Pro has, which gives you the ability to loop different parts of your sequence at synchronized time divisions and allows you to jump around to different steps of your sequence, shifting your loop starting points. You'll catch me using it a lot in a performance video. And all right, I think that's everything for this video. If I missed anything, please ask in the comment section and I'll try to answer it. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and till next time, cheers.